to believe that someone is going to give a free speech award to Gillian Triggs? Seriously.
Of course, Gillian Triggs is going to be awarded the Voltaire Award by Liberty Victoria.
Gillian Triggs, President of the Human Rights Commission, has just been given a top award for free speech.
Gillian Triggs has been awarded a Freedom Prize, the Freedom of Speech Voltaire Prize.
And here's Gillian Triggs herself, of course, who many, many times fronted parliamentary and Senate inquiries, and every time she got in front of one of those inquiries, she misled it.
I cannot comment any further on this case.
Why did you do so on the 7:30 report then?
It was not my intention to do so.
Car crash.
But we've got to call this out. This is unacceptable.
It's absolutely horrific.
Everything about this is back to front.
What a joke.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Absolutely gobsmacked.
Daisy, how's this woman won a Freedom of Speech Prize?
I think it might be a joke.
Gillian Triggs has done nothing but campaign against free speech over the last few years.
Incredible. An enemy of free speech gets an award for free speech.
This, Sheila, of course, has overseen one of the worst periods of time for the Human Rights Commission.
Nobody's done more over the last few years to quash freedom of speech in this country.
This was about somebody who has an office to criminalise the free speech you disagree.
Correct.
Gillian Triggs is a person who's used the power of the state and her bureaucracy to try and crush free speech.
She will be remembered for the fact that she persecuted and pursued those students from Queensland University and Bill Leak.
Triggs and her commission have, in fact, hounded the late Bill Leak for drawing a cartoon about Aboriginal child abuse. They've persecuted 7 Queensland students for complaining it was racist for their university to have an Aborigines-only computer lab.
Gillian Triggs, who has stood up for every restriction on freedom of speech in this country.
Every time she got in front of one of those inquiries, she had to change her story or come back and correct the facts. That's how free she was with her speech.
I've been there 3 times. You cannot get into any of the sections without going through armed guards, etc., etc. I don't need to do...
We do not have armed guards.
To describe
we do
those
not have armed guards,
as not prisons...
We do not have armed guards, President. I'd like you to acknowledge that.
Gillian Triggs wouldn't acknowledge that, and the minister pounced.
Are you suggesting that Long Bay Jail is the same as a pool-fenced Phosphate Hill on Christmas Island?
I would like to move on, but basically I have been a practising lawyer since I was 22 years old, and I've been to many prisons, and I know a prison when I see it.
Well, Madam President, I've just asked you. So you're telling me that the Phosphate Hill compound on Christmas Island is the same as Long Bay Jail?
I'm not saying they're equivalent. I'm saying that the
we can move
prison
on then,
facilities...
I think, Madam President.
Thank you.
And they give this, Sheila, the Free Speech Award? Please.
Now, this is like giving the Nobel Peace Prize to Osama bin Laden.
If Gillian Triggs had one scintilla of humanity, 1 ounce of humanity in her, she would reject this award and she would say this is not appropriate, this is the wrong thing.
The only thing you can really say to this is that satire is dead.
And Triggs, this free speech hero, even complained that Australians were still free to speak without fear of being sued at home.
But there has never been a more important time to stand up for laws which prohibit racial abuse in the public arena. Sadly, you can say what you like around the kitchen table.
So that's really what she's thinking. That is her actual belief, that it is a shame that you can say what you want around the kitchen table. Now, that is Maoist. That is Stalinist. This is back to the idea that children should report their parents for thought crimes, for hate crimes.
Less than 2 months after Bill Leak has died, this ridiculous body, Liberty Victoria, who should hang their disgusting heads in shame, have put forward an award to Gillian Triggs for free speech when she was preventing Bill Leak from pursuing his free speech.
You're suggesting a Stalin Award would be more appropriate. We strike the Stalin Medal for Gillian Triggs.
A Star of Lenin, an Order of Lenin, something like that. But it is absolutely nothing to do with Voltaire. It is absolutely nothing to do with Enlightenment values, which Voltaire is all about. It is nothing to do with the idea of freedom of speech.
This is horrific. It is disgusting. Now, here you have an award, a Voltaire Award, where Voltaire stood up and said, I will defend to the death your right to free speech, no matter how much I disagree with it. If you want an example, Andrew, of the utter hypocrisy of this body, why it should be disbanded immediately, and the threat it is to all Australians, here you have it now. Gillian Triggs, you must not accept this award. It is an absolute disgrace, and an apology is owed to the family of Bill Leak immediately for the absolute horror that this is perpetuating upon them again and again and again.
Just to give the final word on Gillian Triggs and this award going her way, we should just go back to one of the images Bill Leak gave us last year and how he portrayed Gillian Triggs. This is one of the Bill Leak's cartoons from last year, and of course, how dare you put me in this cartoon? How dare we put that cartoon of Gillian Triggs to air? How dare anybody give that woman a prize for freedom of speech?